Need for Speed has since a very long time been declining, and has caused fans to be upset and wanting new games that remind them of the old ones. For the past few years I have been seeing this trend on people wanting a new Underground or Most Wanted Remastered. This demand has only increased. Due to the lack of new published games, we have been reminded of how good the classics actually were. But in my opinion, this is a bad idea and could only hurt the Need for Speed franchise. Before the whole community starts screaming in anger and frustration, let me tell you why this is. The past few years has been the worst for every single Need for Speed fan. And of course we start to mention the success of older games to try to point out what really went wrong. Some say the games haven't been good since the Hot Pursuit era. I'm not talking about that one, the old one. And others and myself believe that the games have been on a decline since after Most Wanted's release in 2005. But it really varies from person to person on where the problems of the franchise really began. Was it EA's bad management of the studios? Was it Black Box and Criterion's bad vision for the future of the franchise? Or was it something else like a business related decision that caused the franchise to flop? This can be very hard to identify. But if you ask me, all of them had a part to play to as why the present is the way it is. What's this gotta do with remastered games? Let me explain. Although a remaster would be a good idea in the future when Need for Speed is in a good position and does not need to worry like they do now, this wouldn't be a good idea right now, since having a new Need for Speed is far more important than a remastered Underground. And also let's change that to Remake and not Remastered. Now I'm not gonna explain what the difference is, but you're gonna have to find that out for yourself. If you want to, great, then the link will be in the top right corner, but watch this video first, then click on it. And if you wanna know more about the next Need for Speed games, make sure to subscribe and like this video if you're enjoying it so far. If I can explain this in a summary, we can take a look at Mafia 1 Remake and Mafia 2 Remastered. I know they were actually not called that, but that's what they are. Basically, Mafia 1 was completely made from the bottom up, and Mafia 2 had some things done to it in order to make it look better. And the reason to as why the remake was done on Mafia 1 was because of the game mechanics and graphics being too outdated. With the game being released in 2002, just 1 year before Underground 1, I think you know what I'm trying to say. A remake for Underground 1, 2 and also Most Wanted 2005 is the only way to bring these games back. This can almost seem a bit promising, but the thing is, how are they possibly gonna make a remake good when they can't even make a new game good to begin with? So for people saying that this would be a quote solution, I really suggest you rethink that. Because jumping to ideas that sound good to our ears will not solve the issue. I honestly would expect EA to do something like a remake to those games if they had the chance to do so, or at least some kind of sequel. The issue comes with the type of game Need for Speed Underground or Need for Speed Most Wanted were and still are today. Games have changed a lot during the years, but the reason why Mafia 1 worked out so well was because of the free roam world GTA style of games still being relevant. While Need for Speed has changed a lot. What I mean by this is that it has shifted focus from single player to multiplayer, which also explains why Heat died so quick. But then some might say Mafia 1 did not have a multiplayer and that makes your point invalid. First of all, Mafia 1 had something Need for Speed does not have, and that's a captivating story, which is really good by the way. And that is what makes the game so replayable, while Need for Speed is not that type of franchise. The closest they were with a good story was with Most Wanted 2005, which was the perfect mixture of a serious video game and arcade. And that was it. Some can argue that Carbon should be in there. Maybe. That game was, to be fair, more on the corny side. If EA were to make a remake of these old games, they need to make sense. But yet again, why touch a series like Underground or Most Wanted when they don't need to? These games are masterpieces and should stay like that. Imagine bringing this game in a remake and it being garbage. It's not worth the risk, since EA and Criterion cannot guarantee anything with the franchise already being messed up. We do have mods for these games either way, so you can at least have that reason to jump back into those games, which is currently what I'm doing. And in summary, this is not a great idea. Anyways, that's it for me today. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll make sure to make a video very soon. And I also hope to see you soon. Goodbye.